So next up in the project list before nationals is a build for Brent Griffith, and yeah, we're just gonna be doing a mild build on this. I'm gonna snorkel it with a 2-inch riser, 54% gear reduction, and a 2-inch lift kit. Here's a shot of Jeremy Lee's new reductions with the final solid gears. Doesn't really get much better than that. All solid cut, one piece. Got an O-ring on there. Things are clean as can be. So yeah, just waiting for this is a good platform too that he's starting on. It's already got the plastic tank on there, and it's solid. The thing runs beautifully. New rear end for the most part. It's a new axle, rebuilt diff. Plastics are in great shape. Newer carburetor it seems. And I'm not going to do a how-to on this gear reduction just because I already have one and it explains everything fully. But I'll walk through it again, not step by step, but walk through it again, kind of give a shot of my snorkel setup on these things, and a before and after with the lift kit. And he's got tires and wheels coming for it too, so it's going to be hopefully leave the shop a whole lot different than what it came in with. And flush mount dualies again. So, see where it goes. So a bunch of you guys kind of wanted a build series on this, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. This is where I'm at so far. Just got the clutches off, about ready to pull off the rest of the stuff needed. That hole, or that's not even a hole, it's the whole freaking air box. I siliconed it up, but the whole thing is just cracked the whole way. Like I said, get a new one of those and be ready to snorkel it out. Okay, so just doing a little bit of grinding here on my lunch break, clearing the basket. Everything's smooth, rotates freely, and that's what's nice about the new solid gears, that it's perfectly aligned. You don't have to worry about it warping it also. That part's all done, and the second part in clearing it, which I've tried a little something different on this one, even though I didn't have a problem the last time. See, I added a tiny little washer right there, and that's going to keep those pins into the dowel. Before, I just removed the cup, that little neutral cup, and I never had a problem with these coming out, but I want to start doing that, is putting a little washer right there to then hold in the pins there. That's for your reverse and everything. So that's done. That's done. Now I'm about ready to start reassembling. And next is just to swap over the clutch basket. Don't forget your washer. Clean that up real quick. Alright, so first things first, go ahead and put on, you want to kind of separate this right in the middle of your gear like that. That'll help you get it on. Next up is your oil feed. One thing I like to do is put a little bit of oil on all the bolt heads there, down into the threads. Going to help it glide better, torque better. The only one that even really has a torque spec though is the black head right there, which is 9 foot-pounds. There you go. So now your oil feed is on. Like I said, just make sure this dowel, you got an O-ring on this side only. nothing on the back side. You got an O-ring behind here, 2 dowels in your oil pump there, not on the bottom one. So now we're ready to start putting back on our baskets. So next is going to be your bushing. Then take your clutch basket with the 54% in it. Line that up, line up your gears. Take your washer. And then grab your clutch basket, making sure all your clutches are aligned and on. It's going to take a little bit to get them all in there just right. And then get your washer. You do have a inside and outside. It is marked. And then just your nut. So another thing I'm going to do for tonight is just silicone up the airbox. I took both boots out, cleaned up the housing, scuffed them up a little bit, put a bead of silicone inside the grooves, and then put them back in. And on top of that, put a layer of silicone on the outside. And of course we're going to silicone the top of the lid on with a newer air filter, and then we'll be good with that. This is what I use for the connection to the airbox that slips into the joint here perfectly. So just go to Lowe's and find that piece with 2 45s coming out of it. Okay, so I've got everything assembled, ready to go back together. The kickstart is on. I've got a video showing how to do that, how to line everything up with the dowel being right here to the case. Make sure that your pointer or your dot is pointed up right there. Everything is held together by assembly lube just to put it on there, a new gasket. Everything spins nice and freely. Kickstart back there is spinning. No binding. Make sure that all your plates are nice and tight, pulled forward. There's no gaps in there at all. Everything is torqued down. All your nuts there and staked on your big nuts. Yep. It's an awesome sight. So this is where I'm leaving it for tonight. Back at it. The whole case is side covers back on. I just got to do the electrical portion of it, which is just grounding that neutral wire, which is already in terrible shape. Get that. Got his new crankcase vent on coming up, and I have it terminated back into the top of the airbox right there with the bar fitting. Snorkel is just barely mocked up. Can't do much with the snorkel yet, just due to when the lift kit comes in, it's going to push the shock down a little bit, and so the route that I'm going to need to take is kind of determined on that. This hub was sticking quite a bit, and notice that when I was pulling it up, the brakes were fully adjusted out, and so it was pretty well braking the whole time. Took the hub off, adjusted that up for them, even though they're not going to last because it's not going to have vent lines because it's a mud bike. I got his headlights out, ready for the dualies to come in, and yeah, not much to film. I'm just a little tinkering here and there, but I'll get all the major parts to it. So, than that.